Hi, welcome to Dunstan Kiwi Bred. I'm Aidan Rodley, and coming up on this week's show, we're at the Oak Stud to check out Darcy Brahma and Rock de Cams. Emily Murphy profiles broodmare manager Ben Tappenden, and we check out the pedigree of Group 1 performer Saki Soldier. But first up this week, I spent time with John Bromley to discuss his breeding and racing endeavours. Adrenaline junkie John Bromley decided to get into racing because he was told it might feed his hunger for a thrill. But little did he know the kind of ride he was embarking upon or the body-shaking thrills he was about to receive. Off the track, John takes a methodical, considered approach to ensuring he optimises his chances of success, leading to his remarkable record of 10 Group 1 wins as an owner over the past 14 years. But at the racetrack, there's nothing he can do to control a race, except brace himself for the rush of winning.
About November, December '02, my son Jamie, who is quite a punter and I'm not, called me from Wellington and said, "Hey Dad, how about you consider buying a thoroughbred racehorse?" And I thought, "Correct, what's this about, mate?" So I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, Dad," he said, "you're a competitive bugger who loves adrenaline rushes." I thought that was a pretty damn good reason. And I guess that sort of sums me up in many ways, Aidan. I'm an Aryan who are competitive by nature, not overly, I hope. And I love adrenaline rushes. Roller coasters, the bigger the better, you name it. I love adrenaline. And every time I see a horse go past the race, particularly in my colours, whether it be a 7,000 maiden or a Group 1, as Patrick Hogan once said to me, same thing, John, it doesn't matter what sort of race it is, you cannot describe that feeling. And I say to my friends, I said, if you've never had even a 100th share of a horse and haven't seen it past the winning post, you cannot adequately ever describe that feeling of adrenaline that you get, that excitement. I get pins and needles, mate. Sometimes it lasts for 2 days in a really big race.
Attending the Karaka yearling sales, John chanced upon a meeting with an old tenant, Neil O'Styke, who invited him to take a 15% share in a filly Ardsley stud was selling, which after discussions he accepted. The rest is history.
It was Madam Shinko, we named her. She won her first 2 races. The third race she came third in the Castletown, and my God, I was locked. Hook, line and sinker, that was me in the business for life.
As a child, John fostered a passing interest in racing, following the riding exploits of Hall of Fame jockey Bill Broughton and top gallopers Rising Fast in Tulloch and later La Mare and Tudor Light. On leaving school, John attended university studying law, then changed tack to commerce and marketing, leading to a successful business career that saw him in the role of general manager of golf club manufacturer Spalding and head of marketing for Lion Breweries. He has since invested in a large residential property portfolio, which his son Jamie manages, and now he regards himself as retired, leaving time to indulge his passion for breeding and racing.
It just means everything to me. I mean, I just can't describe it. I'm just buzzing now, tingling, just talking to you about it. It's just so wonderful. Some people would say I've been lucky. I don't like using the word luck. I say you make your own luck in life. And one of the favourite phrases that I've got is Gary Player said, "The harder I practice, the luckier I get." I say the more intellectual grunt and application I put into my businesses, the more fortunate, not lucky, the more fortunate I am.
Gallopers the like of Shinko Princess, Group 1 1000 Guineas placed Julinski Princess, and Cape Princess followed, forming the nucleus of a formidable broodmare band John has assembled. But his first big breakthrough was taking a share in 5-time Group 1 winner Darcy Brahma.
Darcy, that was a great thrill, leading him in the TJ Smith in Australia. And then down there for the 2000 Guineas, we came, I think he burst out of the pack and flew home to win that race. What a magnificent horse, a lovely, and he's got style, he's got presence, a bit like Zabeel.
Hard on the heels of Darcy Brahma came Princess Cope, and in Costa del Lago mare John bought in partnership with Ray Copeland through Tiakau Racing's David Ellis, and she became his next star with a wide margin win in the New Zealand Oaks and 2 Count Capital Stakes.
Darcy won 5 Group 1, she won 4. Well, I was thinking about it today, and there's really no contest for me. She's my star. That first one at Hastings, which effectively was so close to a quadruple dead heat, and Jamie and I, my son, were up on that first level of Hawke's Bay. We thought right on the finish line, as far as we can get to it. And when they went across the post, I said, "Oh, well, mate, she's come 4th, maybe 3rd of the pinch." And we're just walking casually down the stairs, and Jamie said, "Dad, she's won." I said, "Come on, stop putting the proverbial in." And he said, "No, look up on the screen. She's won." God, I went berserk, mate, I can tell you. All my birthdays came at once. I cannot describe the feeling. Yeah. And then to do it next year, well, I think we had Opie on next year.
For you being an adrenaline junkie, this must be kind of fitting the bill.
Well, I've got the pins and needles now, mate. I'm reliving the races, I can tell you. It is. I mean, some of those big races, no bull, I'd have numbness in my hands and pin needles for up to 2 days afterwards.
In recent times, John has enjoyed racing and breeding success through the likes of Kingdoms, Sharp Princess, Julinski Prince and Thorn Prince, and he has high hopes for his breeding enterprise.
Like you're obviously trying to breed winners, and having had that success with Plicky Darcy and Princess Scope and the Julinskis and the Sharps of this world, you can't beat that thrill that you get from black type racing. So everybody's breeder's dream is to, mine's not so much to win a Melbourne Cup. I'd love to, if you said to me, which race would you like to win most in the world? It's a toss. I think it would have to be Cox Plate, followed by Arc de Triomphe. Those would be my 2 dream races.
You've told us about the big races you might want to win, but with your breeding, what are you striving to achieve in the future?
In the past, Aidan, as you probably observed, I've tended to go for stallions who have probably more had a staying background. Now I'm moving towards, certainly to the centre, because I say that Cox Plate at that 2,000 metre distance to me is the dream distance. And it actually gives you, like Thorn Prince, if you've got a good one in there, you can, with a bit of luck, get both sides, sort of win 1,400, 1,600, pick you win fresh, maybe stretch out to 2,200, maybe 2,400, but that's where the big money and the excitement is. So hence me going this season, a couple of mares to Redouts, one to Fastnet, one to Snitzel, a horse I love, good sprinting type. Yeah, so I think it's fair to say I'm consciously definitely moving towards the middle and a little bit of injected speed in there.
In choosing a stallion to mate his mares, John Bromley gives a lot of weight to pedigree analysis, and he has a team of experts and a British-based computer program which he uses before making his choice.
Making my decisions, I like to try and get as many bits of information, and I like to mix them around like a great washing machine, and then I come out with a decision because I'm paying the money at the end of the day, and the decision sits here. So I wrote to about 6 pedigree analysts around New Zealand, found their names in the A to Z of what it is, the thoroughbred racing, and chose Clive Harper, and it's the best decision I ever made in this business.
By having that access to those pedigree analysis, and I know you're still using them,
yep.
Has it sort of you become sort of almost an expert in that sort of facet of breeding as well?
No way, Aidan. I mean, surprisingly, because I'm a very analytical person, I haven't got into the depth that you might think, because I'm now using, now Clive's dead, passed on, Henry Euster, Earl Feck and Meredith, and the brain pedigree analysis people in UK, who's totally computer generated, and I get them to score matings I'm interested in, so I get all this range of scores and I look for commonalities, because everybody sees matings in a different way. And then, as I say, the final analysis, the final choice is mine. I stand all for it by that. But it's exciting. I mean, the anticipation, waiting for these guys' scores to come each year, it's really good, and particularly when you're looking for that common thread. It's a very difficult business. I'm trying to improve my odds and downside the risk where I can.
John remains a loyal supporter of Seaton Park's Scott and Katie Eggleton, with all his out-of-training New Zealand horses based at the Morrinsville farm.
Well, my philosophy, even though I'm 68, Aidan, is that I love supporting young people. Giving them a chance, making their way in life. With Scott and Katie, somebody introduced them to me, and immediately I took a shine to Scott. I mean, Katie is a former vet nurse for Mark Ewan, who are our vets here for the farm, so she is a great ally to Scott. But Scott's such a great guy, as you'd know. He's black and white. He doesn't. He tells you the bad news as it comes. Doesn't hold anything back, and just so straight up and down. And he was trained by Sir Patrick and David Benjamin, 2 of the best in the game, so his horsemanship is second to none, and as I say, his manner and interpersonal skills I find really delightful.
John Bromley is breeding from 11 mares, has shares in several stallions, and owns a further 40-odd horses from yearling to racehorse age. Among them a share in last year's Melbourne Cup winner Protectionist, this year's German Oaks winner Turf Donna, and McKinnon Stakes hopeful Magic Artist. John's empire of thoroughbreds keeps getting bigger, but to him it's not about the money.
I'm not in this business to make money, that's a bonus. I'd like to think I might break even, not sort of cost, not flushing too much money down the toilet, but I'm buying adrenaline, mate. I'm buying adrenaline. Unashamedly buying adrenaline.
Yes, John Bromley, certainly passionate about this industry. And since we edited that story, John Bromley has enjoyed Group 1 Windsor Park Plate success with the Fraser Allred trained Jelinski Prince at Trentham on Saturday. The Kiwi Bred team extends our congratulations to John. Jelinski Prince is by the Oak Stud stallion Darcy Brahma, who also side 3-year-old stakes winners No More Tears and Risque on Saturday. We profiled Darcy Brahma after the break on Dunstan Kiwi Bred.